We got two lovely people joining Nikki and I here in the studio. Former British inline speed skating champion Derrick Ritchie, who was ranked as high as 19th in Europe, will be representing Team GB in China for the 2016 World Roller Speed Skating Championships on Sunday, the 18th of September. The Wolverhampton-based athlete, who has already won a prestigious marathon, the Placked Roller Marathon, has been training hard for this international event at the Youth Olympic Sports roller skating court in Nanjing, China. Well, he's here along with Tiffany James, who's a British ladies inline speed skating champion. I think she's a coach and also represent England. I don't know if I've got all that right, but we'll straighten it all out if we need to in just a moment. But let's, if I may, start with you, Derrick. How did you get into skating?
Oh, nice to meet you. Well, funny enough, talking about hobbies that we haven't let go, but this is my hobby, which I've been carrying on since I was at school.
Right.
That's where it started.
So is there a sense of you returning to a hobby here?
No, I haven't let it go.
Or have you never left it?
I've never left it.
So you started out with it?
I started it and I kept it going, and that's it. And that's where skating became a school option. Yes. And it started from there.
Sorry, Derrick. Well, just in the inquiry mode, when I first read inline speed skating, I have to confess, I did not know the difference between that and any other form of skating. So tell us the difference between inline speed skating and a different kind of skating.
Okay. Right. Inline speed skating is basically it's just going from A to B as fast as you can.
Right.
And the distance can range from 300 meters up to a full marathon. Right, 26 miles. So that's what I'll be doing in China and Berlin and so on. 26 miles race, 8,000 competitors in Berlin, and we have to basically try and win.
Nikki's champing at the bits.
The first thing was because of skating at school. Yeah. I've never. We were taking ice skating, but I've never known it as a thing in school. So that's amazing.
Back in the day, Wolverhampton used to have the prestigious Whispering Wheels roller drum. And so
Wolverhampton were ahead of the game.
Yes, well, it was an but I would play hockey, and I didn't want my legs being bashed, so I said, I'll just skate instead, and that was it.
Sounds like you made a good choice. We'll talk to you some more, but let's come to Tiffany as well. Tiffany, so how did you get into skating?
My current two coaches actually came into primary school of mine, and around the age of 9, they just brought butcher skates in. And ever since then, I've just been skating at my local track in Birmingham.
And you both represent GB. I said England at one point.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, how competitive is it, and how hard has it been for you to get to the level where you can represent your country? Both of you, really.
Well, we've been fortunate where Birmingham has the only track that has been built specifically for speed skating, inline speed skating.
The only one in the entire country?
In the country.
Yeah.
So I urge everybody, if you haven't heard about it, get along there.
Where is it? Where in Birmingham?
Well, it's right behind the Blues Ground.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right behind...
Birmingham was a venture park. It's virtually right behind the Blues Ground, Salt Lake, I think.
And is it open to general public?
Yeah.
Good time to come is, we run training sessions, so if you want a taster and you want to come along, right? Just inquire. If you go on the website, Birmingham Wheels Roller Speed Skating, and you'll find all the details. If you want to throw back to the past and go on and have a look, and you're talking about it.
Because the only thing I wanted to ask and throw in, are you talking about where it's the four? Because there's obviously the inline I'm thinking of, four wheels in a row along your boot, and then you've got the traditional roller skates, which I think Joe, you thought of.
The one which I sprained my my ankle doing.
Well, we race on the 4 in a line. And fun enough, technology just moved on now. Now we're going on to 3 wheels.
Wow.
Carbon frames, carbon fibre boots. It's all very high-tech.
And the selection process for getting, you say it's centred in Birmingham. Birmingham kind of ahead of the game. Does that mean that most of the people who represent this country are from Birmingham, or do you appeal to a wider crowd?
Let's put it like this. At the last British Championships, I think we took... I'm not exaggerating if I said 80% of the medals.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
And in fact, I'm quite certain that all the people who represent Birmingham Wheels Speed Skating Club are British champions from 7 years old upwards.
How many hours a week do you practice?
I currently train every day for about 3 or 4 hours.
Every day?
Yeah.
Well, what
For
do
the
you
past
do?
2 months,
Hang on, like, where do you sleep?
That is dedication, Nikki.
Somewhere in between.
And you, Derrick?
Same. I'll go to work and then I'll have a quick sleep, then I'm training. And then that is every day.
I love the dedication. I mean, there's a guy who wrote the book Outliers. What's his name? Malcolm Gladwell. Write Outliers, and he says everybody who become world class spend 10,000 hours practice.
And that's right. Yes, you do. I mean, it's not a sport where you can just think, oh, I'll just come along and I'll be good.
You have to practice
work at it, and you have to be skillful, stamina. It's everything.
So how many? Sorry. How many of you are going? How many of you are going to China? And you're going to Berlin?
Yeah.
Is it part of the same championship in different parts of the world, or what?
No,
different.
China is a world championship,
right?
But Berlin is the biggest marathon in the world.
Right.
It's the biggest one.
And you, Derrick, you're going to China.
Yeah.
And both of you are going to Berlin.
Yeah.
Tell me about your aspirations. But let's start with China and the World Roller Skating in China.
So with China, I have no idea how many people are in the race because it's so far. We don't know what's going on. So when I get there, I'll assess the situation and say, looks like we've got quite a few champions
Do you
here.
think they'll let you in? That's the other question.
No, they are not going to let me win. If I
into the country.
Well, let's put it like this. When I was trying to get a visa, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe how hard it is.
Wow.
But we got there. So now...
So you don't know how many people are going, so you don't really know how stiff the competition is going to be.
No idea.
So what are your hopes, and how do you decide what you're hoping for if you don't know what the competition is going to be like?
Because we've been lucky to have the speed skating track that we've got, we can gauge how we're doing, looking at times and what we need to be achieving, so we know, okay, then we're fit enough to compete. But then it could be a level playing field, everybody's the same, fitness, everything, but then it's like a game of chess. If you watch the Tour de France, it's exactly the same, except you're on skates.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, Tour de France, the man come off in bike and walk. I mean, what is that about?
Well, there you go.
How is that a cycling competition?
Well, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Probably on you're going to come off the skate and just slide.
It does happen.
Really?
It does.
It could have pile-ups, multiple pile-ups.
Yeah.
People have to get up and go again.
Mind you, Mo Farah got up, didn't he? He fell down and got up.
Yeah, he did.
I suppose it's allowed.
Anything can happen.
So obviously you're hoping, though, to win gold in China.
I would hope so.
Yeah. And very quickly, because we're getting out of time, you're both then going to Berlin. For the marathon. What are your hopes there? And what are your chances, maybe, more than hopes?
Well, last year I've got 4th overall in my age. Out of I don't know how many, there's loads, about 8,000 people overall.
You were 4th?
4th in my age.
Right.
And then this year I'm going for the British record. So I've got the junior record already for the marathon. So this time I'm going to go for the senior one.
And what times does that stand at the moment?
1 hour 13.
1 hour 13.
Yeah.
That's a marathon.
For 26 miles.
For 26 miles.
Listen, guys, we wish you well. We wish you well. Proud to hear that Birmingham, and I'm sure of the rest of the Midlands and the country will rejoice with Birmingham. But great to hear that Birmingham has such excellent facilities, and so we wish you well in China, and we wish you well in Berlin as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Derrick Ritchie and Tiffany James.